while again, training for the Ride Across America. Please make sure you subscribe and like. The links are down in the description below. So today's gonna be a good one. We're gonna go and check out a few fun spots in the training. You know, training doesn't have to be just like a straight thing the entire time. You can rest, you can enjoy yourself, and you can see some really cool locations. So we're gonna go through some urban areas, and we'll talk a lot about coffee. All right, so enjoy. So I'm in downtown Santa Ana. There's the federal building, but we're gonna stop by one of the coolest coffee shops here. This is Café Cultura. It used to be called Café Calacas. It's on the corner of Birch and 4th Street. Yeah, so they have really fantastic coffee here. One of the things that I like is that they have cinnamon coffee, or it's called Café de Olla. So let's go on in and check it out. Hi, good morning. Do you have a Café de Olla? Café de Olla, small?
Large, medium, or small?
Can you get a small?
Small.
And then can I get two of these? Cinnamon cake cookies?
You get those like vanilla?
Yes.
Anything else?
No, that's it. For here.
Can I get a name?
Rafael?
For here or Rafael?
For here?
Alright, the total comes out to $5.55. The Café de Olla is still brewing. Give us about like 2 minutes, we'll be done.
Okay, no problem. It's worth the wait.
Is like your personal blog?
Huh?
Is that your personal blog?
Yeah, I'm no, not really. So one other thing, this place probably has the best waffles in town. It's really great when you don't have COVID. It's a really great spot to chill. There's a lot of people here that study. Here's another interesting thing. So this city is the seat of, it's the county seat, but it's also the home of the Southern California Specialty Roasters Association. So some of the best coffee you're gonna find anywhere, you'll find here. And just like you have people that go bar hopping, you can do the same thing with coffee. So you can start your way, you can start here and then work your way down the street, and you'll run into one coffee house after another coffee house after another coffee house. So you have like Tortola, you have a whole bunch of them. So it's a really great spot to get super wired and caffeinated and go for a walk. Downtown, and it's a pretty cool spot. You have a lot of artwork. Santa Ana is really engaged in the beautification project. As you can see, a lot of the stuff is open now, even though COVID is still active. But there's a lot of artists, a lot of funding went into this area to redevelop it. You know, about 20 years ago, this neighborhood was notorious, and then it ended up getting really invested in. And the city of Santa has really done a fantastic job in doing that. This is one of my favorite spots. It used to be called the Gypsy Den. I don't know what it's called now, but it's one of these places that have really good dining. It's a fantastic vibe, and it's just a really great place to chill and hang out. So a little history about this city of Santa Ana. In the 1940s, this place was nothing but orange groves and fields, and there wasn't a lot going on. And at the outbreak of the Second World War, the United States Army Air Corps, before it was the Air Force, built a massive training facility here. A lot of the pilots that were here went off to fight in the Pacific and Europe. If you ever want to know a lot about some of that fighting, there's a pilot named Quentin Anderson. I think they should make a film out of his life. And it describes how, you know, he did a lot of the training here. There's so many good areas here to, you know, for entertainment, and there's galleries there. You guys can see me in the reflection. There's a lot of galleries here, and there's just artwork everywhere. You know, you can run into some random alley and see a giant mural like we did in the back, just a little bit back there. There's also this perception that Santa Ana is still a place that's really filled with crime, but it's also a very, very populous city. So like any city that has a large population, it has a bit of everything. So it's not just crime and you know, gangs and stuff like that. A lot of people like to come here. Oh, that's the old city hall. You know, it's actually still open. There are people that work for the city that are still in there, but it's an artistic community now in the downtown area, and it's been so developed over the years that it's a great place for entertainment. There's a lot of bars, nightclubs, restaurants, museums in this general area, and you can see that there's a revitalization now. COVID has taken a huge impact in this area, and one of the things that I didn't show earlier was that there was a long line of cars that were waiting to get food assistance. And that's a big part of that, is that because this area is so heavily reliant on the restaurant industry, that all those folks are unfortunately they're out of work. And however, you know, it's also really great because the community really came out to help them out. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about was every year there's a really big celebration called Dia de los Muertos. Good morning. Dia de los Muertos, and it was organized by the owner of Cafe Cultura, the one that we were just at earlier. His name is Rudy. He was one of the people that began. I'm going to slow down a little bit because of the wind factor. I want you to be able to hear me well. But Rudy from Cafe Cultura was one of the founders. And look at that. You can see that? And my cousin Rigo Sanchez Maldonado, who's also a fantastic, this guy's incredible, right? He's an educator, he's an art teacher at one of the local high schools. And I mean, this is a man who really proves how much of a difference you can make in the community. But November 1st, put it on your calendar, come down to downtown Santa Ana to see the, well, it's not called Dia de los Muertos, the event is called Noche de Altares, and what that means is Night of the Altars. Now, the roots of it is that as we have a high number of Americans and Mexicans of descent here, you know, we bring our culture over here into the United States and make it into a further enriched society with what we bring. And one of those things that we brought is Night of the Altars. And think of it as Memorial Day for the loved ones, where you honor and recognize them. And you have a lot of people that will create these beautiful altars to honor their loved ones. And it's all up and down this street. This is 4th Street. And like I said, so there's a lot of really great places here. There's you have Mexican food here. You have a beer brewery up there called Native Son. And then you have the Frida Cinema, which is very cool. Think of it as, it's a very cool small theater. There's a lot of really great shops. And you'll find a lot of stuff here. Besides coffee, you'll find a lot of stuff like fusion food. You'll also find, you know, like Worst House. Alright, so one of the really cool things when I'm out here is I meet a lot of interesting people that do some really cool stuff. And I'm in Irvine. You guys have seen this trail before, I filmed it last time, but I'd like you to meet, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Kayleen.
This is Kayleen, and isn't this awesome? She's got all these really cool dogs. And I see her out here every now and then when I'm cycling, but I don't know like what day. And I was like, you know what, next time I see her, maybe I'll pull over, especially when I started filming. So yeah, so what do you do?
So I'm a dog trainer, and these pack walks are kind of like a form of dog daycare for these dogs that are maybe need some help socially.
Awesome.
And also to get some exercise and leash training. So yeah, I walk with the same pack of dogs, a different pack every day, but Monday through Friday. And yeah, it's super fun.
So where can we find you?
It's called OC Lucky Dogs.
Okay.
So I'm OC Lucky Dogs on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff.
All right. So OC Lucky Dogs, look her up. She's awesome.
Cool, thanks.
This is really, really great. And I'll catch up more when I'm down in Capistrano. Thank you.
Yeah, good.
All right.
You guys ready?
All right. So last time we were here, passed by, but I didn't stop at the Thousand Steps Beach. Look at that scenery. Aren't those homes great? So I didn't bring anything to secure it, but to secure my bike. I just want to give you a glimpse of what it is like when you come to Thousand Steps Beach for that really fantastic workout and free parking. It's open to the public. The steps are kind of narrow, so you don't really want to have about 6 feet of distance between the people in front of you and ones on the other side. A lot of times, if you come here to work out on a certain hour, it gets pretty busy, and you'll end up having like a lot of kids and families that will come here. And it takes a little bit for them to start going down those stairs. So the weather is a little warm. It's a little warmer today, so I think that we'll have a bigger turnout of people. There's also a restroom at the bottom. So if you're wondering about like where to use the restroom and stuff, there's a restroom at the bottom, and there's usually a lifeguard on duty. Now I would be careful if you decide to go into the water, because often there is a pretty strong undertow, and you see people get pulled out sometimes, and I was one of them. And you have to have assistance. But if you go on to your left when you get to the bottom and you go all the way down there, they have these pools that get filled up with water. It's not open that often because either there's too much water or there's not enough, but it's a very cool spot. So if you guys will take a look down there, it's not actually 1,000 steps, it's 600, but if you do it twice, that's 1,200 steps. And the steps are typically, they're a little steeper than the other ones, and like I said, I'd go down there, but I didn't bring anything to secure my bike. And I've been on this bike for a few hours, so I don't feel like blowing my, like blasting my quads and my butt, because then I'll have a real struggle getting home. So come on by. It's a really, really, really great venue. Like I said, it's funny when you see some people coming up because they didn't anticipate that it was going to be that steep. But it's a really great place to get your workout. The scenery is awesome. You just have to be careful because some of the stairs are broken, like the tips of them, but they paint them in orange. So come by and check it out. Man, I really want to go down there. Like I really want to go down there. But I'm like, I can't carry the bike and all this other stuff. So the next stop, we're gonna go to this spot in Laguna. It's got a really fantastic view, and you'll check that out, and I hope you guys like that one. So yeah. So I've arrived at a pretty cool spot, I think. Last time I came through here, I didn't show it or anything like that, but this is one of those places where it's really good if you're in a chair, because it's accessible. It's got a lot of places you can roll that way. And the really cool thing is, the rewarding thing is this. So you get this amazing view of the Laguna coastline. You see a lot of people are down there. just like to go down there to the tidal pools, and there's like crabs and other little sea critters, but you know, don't take them out, don't pull them out, it's their natural habitat. It's just a really wonderful day at the beach. All right, let's see. From here, I think we're gonna go to Newport. If there's enough time, we'll go to Lido Island. It's an island. And yeah, so there you go. Duh, green light. So I was wrong, it's not Lido Island. Lido Island's the other one. It's Balboa Island. Every year during the winter, right around Christmas time, they have a boat parade that goes right under this bridge. It's incredible. It's always a lot of fun. And look at that. Check that out. So, and also during Christmas time, the whole island gets lit up. It's got a really diverse community. What I love about this place is that it's got such a, you know, Main Street USA, all-American feel, and some really cool shops. Soft serve ice cream, church. Parking is usually not too bad. We have a fantastic bakery right here somewhere. I forgot the name of it, but it's like, oh, it's to die for. But they have just about everything. During the summer it gets a little crowded. Like I said, in the winter it's pretty awesome because like they really go all out with the decorations. And there's a Jewish community here too, so you know, they celebrate Hanukkah and they get the houses all fixed up too. Like they join right in. It's really something to see. This is an island, but it's yeah, well, it is an island. And I'd like to say it's like one of the secret treasures of Southern California. And there's a lot of talk about people moving out of California and that the cost of living here is too high and all that. And what I've seen though is that because you live in Southern California, there's a lot of things here that you're not going to get anywhere else. So an example of this is like, so here we are at the beach on an island, and behind me, not too far is Big Bear. They have lots of snow, so you could literally go surfing and snowboarding on the same day. If you feel like having some authentic Mexican food, the border is just 100 miles from here. And it's really, really friendly for tourists and people from the US. To the north, maybe only a 4 or 5 hour drive, you have access to these incredible forests, Sequoia National Park, redwoods, and you're not going to see that anywhere else in the world. And it's all something you can drive within a day. That's why California, we love our road trips, and it's just such a healthy lifestyle. People here are very health conscious. There's a gym. They probably have about as many gyms as they do, but as bars and churches. So that being said, I think that a lot of the reasons that people complain about it, the cost of living, is just because of what you have access to. You're not going to find this anywhere else in the world. Not only that, not only the Mediterranean weather, but you also have like So here we are in Balboa Island, and half an hour away is Disneyland. 35 minutes away is Knott's Berry Farm, all these amusement parks. And then you have all the entertainment. And the public university system here is second to none in the world. To the north we have Stanford University, one of the most prestigious labs on the planet. I think they actually have more patents on technology than MIT does. And then you have the California Institute of Technology, you have the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, you have SpaceX, and I know SpaceX has a huge facility that they moved to Texas, but you've also got a huge facility with Tesla. Now let's not forget that the biggest factor of the California economy is agriculture. It's not so much like, I mean, tech industry accounts for a huge amount, but a lot of it is agriculture. And we come down to Orange County, it's sort of an extension of that. Not only that, but California has some of the best social programs anywhere. And if you think about like people who have suffered a spinal cord injury, there's other states where they're not going to give you anything. Like it's a drop in the bucket. But California has enough, generates enough of its own wealth to be able to provide not perfect, but better healthcare than almost anywhere else in the country to the poorest of its citizens. So you've got the UC system, one of the largest university systems in the world, the Cal State system, another huge one. Almost everyone attending qualifies for some form of financial aid. And so, you know, people say that Californians are leaving in droves, but it's still the most populous state in the nation. On top of that, everywhere I look, if everybody's leaving, if they can't afford to live here, then why do so many people live here, right? So I think it's a matter of relative perspective. I like it here, I love it here. I can't see myself as living anywhere else, except for maybe Chicago. That's because I compare Chicago and LA, and the city of LA is, well, it's not Orange County. Goggins says, don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done. I'm done.